ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायैस्तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता summaries. Today we will discuss about the summaries of chapter 11, 12, 13, 14, etc. In the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is described the universal form of Bhagavan, Vishwarup Darsana Yoga. So if we cultivate this chapter, we study deeply this chapter, then we will realize that the universal form of Krishna is not the original form of Krishna. That is manifested by Yogamaya Shakti. By the help of Yogamaya Shakti, Bhagavan Sri Krishna manifested this universal form. The original transcendental form of Krishna is Narabapu, Gopavesa, Benukara, Navakishora, Natovara. That Krishna is cowherd boy, teenaged cowherd boy, in his early youth, and he has flute in his hand, Gopavesa, Benukara, and in a dancer's dress. He is always like dancer. His movement, gestures, all are like a dancer. This is the original Swarup, original form of Krishna. How one can see Krishna? By Prem Netra, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Bilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayesu Bilokayanti. If we want to see this transcendental, this Shyam Sundar form, the blackish complexion of that Krishna, Prema Anjana, when there will be ointment of love in the eyes, Premanjana Churita, in the vision of devotion. And where is that vision? In the heart, not like these eyes. But that transcendental vision develops in the heart of a jiva. And that devotee who has that loving eyes of devotion can see the Krishna's form, which is reservoir of all the mellows. How he is the crest jewel of all the Rasika, Rasika Shekhara. How he is releasing the rasa of his devotees. By unalloyed devotion, by Ananya Bhakti Yoga, by unalloyed devotion, that is that yoga by which you will attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by unalloyed devotion. So this is universal form of Krishna, this yoga, and we should try to develop that devotional vision to have darshan of Krishna's that cowhead boy form. So towards the end of this chapter, Lord Krishna is saying, 11th chapter, 54 verse, Bhaktya tvanannaya sakyo ahamevang vidorjuna gyantum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtung cha parantapa. The essence of this sloka is by unalloyed devotion, bhaktya tvananya sakyo, Krishna is saying, I will be attained. You can attain me. Not only will you attain me, also you will realize fully, you understand the truth of me. And you can see me. And also you will be able to enter to my transcendental abode, my transcendental realm. This is the meaning of this verse. This is the summary of the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is described as Bhakti Yoga. So in this chapter, it is described that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, is the supreme worshipable of all the jiva. He is the only worshipable Lord for the all jiva. Param upasya tattva. He is the worshipable object, worshipable absolute truth for all the jivas. And that devotion, that devotee who has that unalloyed devotion, is most dear to him. In this chapter there is description of different, which devotee is more dear to me. Krishna is explaining that these devotees are dear to me. And the conclusion is that who has unalloyed devotion, Aikantika Bhakti, that devotee is most dear to Krishna. And by pure devotional service, one attains Bhagavan. But those who are not following pure devotional service, those who are impersonalists, they are more attracted towards the impersonal Brahma, effulgence of Bhagavan. Although they are also trying to attain the supreme absolute truth, but they get so much difficulty, hardships in their practice. In 12th chapter, 5th verse, Bhagavan is saying, Klesadhikataro tesam avyaktamasakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukham deha vadbhi avapyate. Klesho adhikatara tesam avyakta asakta chetasam, whose mind is attracted toward the avyakta asakta, the impersonal aspect of Bhagavan. They undergo so much hardships, so much difficulty. Because avyakta hi gatir dukham devadvi avapyate. Those who have embodied personally, those who have body, like we have body, physical body. And for a person who is having body, it is very difficult for him to be attached, to worship the impersonal aspect of Bhagavan. Avyakta hi gatir dukkha deha vadvi avapyate. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it described about the Prakriti and the Purusha. The Purusha is the enjoyer, the Supreme Lord, and Prakriti is the material nature. So it is explained very clearly. So in this chapter, those who are devotees of Bhagavan, those who have surrendered to Bhagavan, and they get the Tattva Gyan, and they cross over the ocean of material birth and death. And the truth about this creation, Bhagavan is explaining in this chapter, in 22nd verse, what is the relationship of Prakriti and Purusha, the material nature and Bhagavan. Purusha prakritisto ibhungte prakriti jana gunan karanam guna sangasya sadasat joni janmashu. Purusha prakritisto ibhungte prakriti jana gunan. All the jiva, they are enjoying the fruits of this world. They are under control of the Prakriti Jan Gunan, the modes of material nature. Karanam Guna Sangasya. All the jivas, they are situated in the material nature. under control of material nature. And they are enjoying the material modes of nature, under control of material modes of nature. That's why karanam guna sangasya, because of the association of the modes of nature, sad asat joni janmasu. They get different types of birth, they undergo different species of life. Sad asad. Sad means saintly persons, good persons, demigods. And asad means other inferior creatures like birds, animals and other inferior species. This is how the creation is expanding. And those who are surrendered souls, surrendered to Bhagavan, they attain this Tattva Gyan by the mercy of Guru. What Tattva Gyan they receive? What they get the Tattva Gyan, the knowledge of absolute truth? What is that? Upadrashta Anumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. In the 23rd verse of this chapter, Bhagavan himself saying that the Tattva Gyan, the truth about Bhagavan, you will understand Krishna is the Upadrashta. Upadrashta means the witness. He is present as a witness in all Jiva's heart. Anumanta, he is the ultimate sanctioning authority. Without his sanction, no result will get from your karma even. The other karma or jnana or yoga, anything. Result is given, sanctioned by Bhagavan himself. Bharta, he is the maintainer of all the jivas, all creation. And Bhokta, he is the enjoyer, he is the supreme controller, he is the supreme Lord. This truth one will realize. And when Suddha Bhakti, the pure devotion, will arise in the heart, or a jiva will attain the platform of pure devotional service, at that time, externally, one will attain Gyan and Vairagya easily, because when Bhakti is always with Gyan and Vairagya. When Suddha Bhakti will attain, or Suddha Bhakti will appear in the heart, same time, sidewise, Gyan, the knowledge and renunciation also will appear in the heart. But still, devotee, they need Tattva Gyan. Because somebody will tell by Bhakti, automatically Gyan will be there. But still, devotees, they always they need Tattva Gyan. Why? To get the determination. Why they cultivating this Tattva Gyan? Because to get firm determination, to increase their determination and faith, they need to cultivate the Gyan Vigyan, the knowledge and the applied knowledge, the truth about this, they should cultivate. And when Tattva Gyan one will attain from by the mercy of Guru, then one will be qualified to cultivate Prem Bhakti. Without Tattva Gyan, somebody will not be able to cultivate the high class of Prem Bhakti, loving devotional service. Not possible. This is the essence of this chapter. Then 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In this chapter, it is revealed that the whole material creation, the sansar, is expanding from the modes of nature, sattva, raja and tama. This material world, material creation is expanding, manifesting. And Bhagavan is the seed-giving father of all the species of life, all the living entities. In 14th chapter, 4th verse, Bhagavan is saying, Sarva joni sukuntaya murtaya sambhavantija tasam brahma mahajjoni aham bija prada pita. I am the seed-giving father of all the living entities. Who is the mother? The material nature is the mother and Bhagavan is the father. But when one is situated in the modes of nature, like mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance, so destination will be different. Those who are situated in the mode of goodness at the time of death, they elevate themselves toward the higher planetary systems. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha. And those who are situated in the modes of nature, like a mode of passion, Rajagun, they remain in the mediatory planetary system like Earth planets and other planets. And those who are under control of mode of ignorance, Tamagun, they degrade themselves, they go down to the hellish planets or lower planetary systems. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha, madhya tishtanti rajasa, jaganya gunavrittistha adho gacchanti tamasa. In 14th chapter, 18th verse, Bhagavan is saying. And above this, if somebody wants to be free from all the modes of nature, want to go beyond the modes of nature, for them, one has to cultivate the pure devotional service, one has to cultivate the bhakti without condition, unconditional devotional service. Mangcha jo abhyavicharine bhakti yogena sevate, sagunan samatitta etan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Abhyavicharine bhakti, unconditional devotional service. He'll go beyond the sagunan, modes of nature. And he'll be eligible one day to enter into pure devotional service. And those devotees practicing this unconditional devotional service, that practitioner very easily goes beyond the modes of nature and becomes qualified to enter into Prem Bhakti and ultimately attain the Bhagavan. And next chapter, 15th chapter, is called the Purushottama Yoga. In this chapter, it is explained about Purushottama Yoga. The best yoga about Purushottama. Who is Purushottama? Purushottama, best among all personality, is Bhagavan. So material creation is expanding upper planetary systems and lower planetary systems. Those living entities, those who are opposed to Bhagavan, opposed. Bhagavad Vimukha, those are opposed to Bhagavan, they become bound by the law of karma. And by binding themselves in law of karma, they undergo different species of higher and lower births in different species of life. And those jivas, mami bansa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Bhagavan is saying, all the jivas, living entities, they are part and parcel of me. They are Bibhinansa, not Swansa. They are different types of part and parcel of Bhagavan. One is direct expansion, and this is not direct expansion. Jiva is through Bhagavan and with Prakriti, modes of nature like this. Not directly part and parcel, but Bibhinansa. Jiva is separate tattva. This Bibhinansa Jiva, when good fortune arises, when they have very mercy of Bhagavan, when their good fortune arises, they approach to a bona fide spiritual master and they receive the mercy of a bona fide spiritual master. After that they realize that Lord Sri Krishna is the Purushottama. So they realize that Sri Krishna is the best among all the Godhead, is Purushottama. And they do bhajan with firm determination. Like Bhagavan is saying, out of all jivas, those are very, very fortunate. Mami bansa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manas sastani indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. Although jivas are part and parcel of Bhagavan, but still they are mana, being prakriti, when they come in contact with material nature, under control of material nature, they become attracted towards mind and other material senses, and they attract them and become trapped in material bondage. But only by devotional service, by mercy of Guru, when they do bhajan of Krishna, realize Krishna is the Purushottama, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they engage in themselves in devotional service, they attain jadgatva na nivartante. Natad bhasayate surya na sasanka na pavaka jadgatva na nivartante. They realize about Supreme Absolute Truth and the spiritual award, everything. And upon attaining the Supreme Spiritual award and Supreme Devotional service, they never return to this material world, they never again become bound by the material modes of nature. And Bhagavan is saying, Sarvesya chaham hridi sannivishta matta smriti jnanam apohanam cha vedaisya sarvairi aham eva vedyam vedanta krit vedavicha aham. That I am situated in the heart of all the living entities. And from me comes remembrance and forgetfulness. I am the only object to be known in the Vedas. And I am the knower of Veda. I am the creator of Veda. And I am the object to be known in the Veda. Vedavit, Vedanta Krit, Vedavit Chaham. And when one devotee and sincere soul becomes fully absorbed in Krishna, understanding the absolute truth, and engaged in devotional service in bhajan, he becomes a sarvavid, he knows all, realizes all the truths, and very easily he crosses over the dreadful ocean of material existence. This is Purushottama Yoga. And with these words, I am concluding my speech here. In coming chapter, we will hear about the essence or the summaries of chapter 16, 17 and 18. So this Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. And later on, we'll try to discuss about the different important verses from Bhagavad Gita based on the commentaries of our acharyas. That's why, although bhakti is the goal in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna is establishing the pure devotional service. But in order to be fixed in devotional service, all the associated subjects we need to understand. Because without Tattva Gyan, we will not be fully fixed in devotional service. Our bhakti will not be so much pure, we will not be able to enter into Prem Bhakti. That's why Bhagavad Gita is necessary to thoroughly hear and discuss and read, so that one day we will be able to enter into pure devotional service, pure loving devotional service, and we will make our life successful. So with these words, I conclude my speech here. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Rupanuga Acharya Sila Gurudev ki jai, Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga ki jai, Samagata Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare